of tonight's practice is yoga because it's unacceptable to punch people. Now, I say that tongue-in-cheek. Although, if you do want to slap somebody, just go ahead and do it and yell "mosquito" really loud. That's something that I've learned as runners have been passing me too closely, not observing social distancing, not wearing masks. Tonight's class is really about finding the comedy a little bit in a situation that's hard and that might be causing you to feel some stress. So, yoga because it's unacceptable to punch people. All right, so we're going to get started with some pursed lip breathing. This is a nice kind of breath for calming down. What you're going to do is make a little hole with your lips, and as you exhale, imagine that you're cooling off a spoonful of hot soup. Okay, so rest your hands down, take a deep breath in, and here we go. Good. So slow, deep inhalations through your nose. And as you exhale, a little hole in your lips where you exhale slowly through that hole as though you're going to cool off a spoonful of hot soup. So I use that image because you don't want to blow so hard. You know, if you're blowing off a spoonful of hot soup, you don't want it to splatter everywhere. So it is a gentle kind of a breath. You're not blowing with all your might. You're not trying to blow out 50 birthday candles, or 43, 44 coming up, as the case may be with me. Okay, so it's gentle, but you are, with that hole in the shape of your lips, slowing down the stream, the airflow of your breath. That forces you to exhale more slowly. Good. When I find myself getting worked up, this is a breath I use. Let's take one more round. Good. All right, now we're going to do a little bit of face yoga. So, inhale, open your eyes and your mouth really wide and stretch your jaw. And as you exhale, make a very peaceful face. Close your eyes, relax your mouth, let your lips close. So do that again. Inhale, open your eyes and your mouth really wide. And exhale, relax your eyes, let them close, relax your jaw. Do that again. Inhale, open your eyes and your mouth really wide. And exhale, close your eyes, relax your mouth. Now, open your eyes and make a kissy face with your lips. Now, stretch that kissy face to the right side of your face, and then to the left. Good. And to the right, and to the left. And one more round, to the right, and to the left. Good. Now, come onto hands and knees for a moment. Come onto hands and knees and stretch your right leg back behind you. Tuck your toes under on the mat and pulse your right heel back a few times. So you're otherwise in a tabletop position with shoulders over your wrists, but as you pulse your heel back, push your hands down and forward a little bit to add a little bit of traction. So you're stretching your mat forward and reaching that right heel back, opening your calf muscles a little bit. Let's change sides. So left leg goes back, toes tuck under, pulse your heel back, and open up your calf, open up the back of your ankle, the sole of your foot at the same time, and breathe. Good. Take another round like that. And then come back to your hero's pose. Sit on your heels or sit on your block. And we're going to try a lion's pose next, which is a nice stress relieving pose. We're going to lean way out in front of us and put our hands on the mat. And as we do this, we're going to open our mouth, stick out our tongue. The first couple of rounds, we're just going to sigh loudly, like you've had enough. Okay? So deep breath in. Here we go. Hands on the floor. Good. Good, take a deep breath in, sit up. Do it again. Good, take a deep breath in. I'm upsetting my dog a little bit. This time, vocalize. Good, let's do another round like that. Inhale. One more, inhale. Good, my dog is just staring at me. All right, get onto your hips, get your feet out in front of you, and find your strap, have that within reach. Then come on down onto your back and interlace your hands behind your head. Pick your feet up and start with bent knees, and as you inhale, straighten your right leg toward the ceiling as straight as you can until you start to feel a stretch for your hamstrings. As you exhale, change sides. Bend your right knee down, straighten your left leg up. Let's keep going, but let's pick up the pace a little bit so we do both legs on an in-breath and both legs on an out-breath. Now you can play around a little bit with pointed toes or flexed feet. See what feels good in your knees, in your hamstrings, in your calves. And we're going to add on one more dimension if we can, which is a little core warm-up. So after you do your left leg this next time, hover your head and your shoulder blades off the ground and squeeze your belly in. Try to relax your head back into your hands a little bit so your neck doesn't over-engage. And now you're going to start to walk your feet forward in space a little bit and down. The lower your legs go, the more you really have to squeeze your navel in and tighten your rib cage in. If you can, you're hovering your shoulder blades, the bottom edge of your shoulder blades off the ground, kind of pedaling your legs out, and then we're going to start to walk them up a little higher again. Up a little higher, up a little higher, up a little higher. Good. Lean your head back into your hands, but keep those shoulder blades lifted. Come all the way back up, vertical. One more round. Good. And both knees bend. Hug your knees in. Give yourself a rock side to side. Awesome. Now find your strap. If you have a strap with a loop in it, we're going to put that loop on over both legs. If you don't, you can make your own loop by tying a knot in the tie of a bathrobe, or you can just work without, and it's no big deal to work without. But if you have that loop, put it on over your legs, make it taut about mid-thigh, and push your knees out against your strap. Come on down onto your back, get ready for bridge pose, arms in a Shavasana shape. Now bring your heels in close to your hips, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, push your thighs out against your strap. Lift your hips up. Keep an inward curve at the back of your neck. You are welcome to lift high, but don't clench your glutes. They should be firming. It should feel a little bit like you're narrowing your sit bones in as you push your thighs out against your strap. Breathe there for a moment. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, lower down. Now we're going to lift and lower a couple of times. So lift up, push your knees out, thighs against that strap. Your sit bones narrow in a little bit. Exhale, lower down. Your glutes should engage, but they should not be clenching. You might imagine your two glutes like they're two peas in a pod, right? You want them to have space to freely be peas in a pod. You don't want them to be squished together and lose their round shape. Okay, so there is your image for your butt cheeks right there. All right, let's take 2 more rounds like that. And now this next round, we're going to lift up, and we're going to do what I call a bridge figure 8. Okay, so take a breath in. Both of your glutes are squeezing. Now relax your right side glute, your right side butt cheek, and let that right hip drop a little bit. Keep pushing your thighs out against your strap a little bit. Drop your left side glute, left hip drops. Now squeeze your right side a little more firmly. Squeeze your left side. Try it again. Right hip drops, then left hip drops. Right hip rises, left hip rises. Right hip drops, left hip drops. Right side squeezes and rises, left side squeezes and rises. Keep going a few rounds. You can go slow, or you can kind of hula hoop it and do a little bridge dance here a little faster. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Do one more round on this side, and then roll down along your spine and lift your feet, hug your knees in, take a quick break. Rock yourself side to side. Good. No matter what you're doing, whether it's in yoga, on your yoga mat, or in life, there's always a way to find a moment of comedy, a moment of relief from the seriousness. Drop your feet down. And that's my goal tonight is, yoga can be very serious. Push your thighs out against your strap. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift your hips up, lengthen your tailbone. And it's not bad to be serious, but we need to take breaks from that sometimes and laugh and relax a little bit. Take a breath in. Still pushing out against your strap, but drop your left hip. Relax your left glutes. Drop your right hip. Right glutes relax. Then squeeze your left. Squeeze your right. Drop your left. Keep breathing. Drop your right. Squeeze your left. Squeeze your right. Keep going. You might keep going that slowly so you can really feel. Or a little bit more fluidly. Good. Keep on breathing. Like a funny little Elvis move. Elvis pelvis. Okay. Couple more rounds. Keep pushing out a little bit with your knees against your strap. And the last one, and roll down along your spine when you get done. Pick your feet up, slide your strap off. Hug your knees in and take a rock side to side. Good. Now, drop your feet. Shift your hips to the left a little bit. Sway your knees to the right. Reach your left arm out to the left. Simple spinal twist. Just relax your hips for a moment and take a few really slow, deep breaths all the way in and all the way out. Good. As with all things in life and in yoga, there's a time to take yourself seriously and a time to laugh at yourself. There's a time to contemplate the heavy things in life and a time to feel more freedom from those heavy things. Take one more deep breath in and out. And then we'll change sides. Rock back onto your back, shift your hips to the right, sway your knees to the left. Reach your right arm out to the right, turn your chin to your right. And breathe, let yourself feel some freedom after a pose that required a little bit more engagement. Now in a pose that requires less, where you can relax, let your body be your body without trying to shape it or mold it a whole lot. Let your body take the shape of the twist and breathe. All right, deep breath in. Thank you for the thumbs up. All right, exhale, rock back onto your back. Shift to center and hug your knees in. Rock a little side to side. Good. And then come on up onto your hips and then over onto hands and knees. All right, so we come to a tabletop position. Inhale, take your right leg back, lift it up, and your left arm forward. Now take a deep breath in. You're going to exhale, don't set your knee and hand down, but lower down just until your hand is under your shoulder, knee under your hip, and then stretch back out again. Take a breath in, and then we're going to come back hands and knees. So let's change sides. Left leg goes back, right arm forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lower for a moment, and then you do a double pulse. Take a breath in, and lower down. Now you're back on hands and knees. Now we're going to go a little faster. So inhale, double pulse, a little faster, and then exhale back to hands and knees. And inhale, stretch out left leg, right arm, and then double pulse it. Keep inhaling, and then exhale back to hands and knees. Okay, good. So you're going to keep on going, a double pulse. How fast you do that pulse kind of depends on how it feels in your body. I like to kind of swing into it a little bit. Gives my joints, especially my hip joint, a little bit of a release. Yeah, it's like you do a bird dog and then, oh, you loved it so much, you do another one. Okay, couple more like that. Keep breathing long in your neck, supported in your core. Take your time and breathe. Most importantly, good. After you do left leg and right arm this next time, we're going to head into a downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, hand shoulder distance, feet might go hip distance or a little wider, a little narrower. Move around a little bit and feel. See what feels good as you start to settle in. Your calves might be really tight. You start to focus a little more on gently but firmly stretching your heels back and down, maybe one at a time as you walk in place. Broaden your upper back, bow your head. See how your lower back feels. You might keep your knees a bit bent so that you can get really long in your lower back. Give your head a shake no and nod yes. Stay grounded in your hands, inner hand to outer hand. Good. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. And exhale, knees down, first chaturanga, lower down. Exhale. Good. We're going to do my new pose. It's called Russian Sphinx. Stack your forearms and your elbows out in front of you, but push the mat away. So your elbows aren't under your shoulders, but you are going to push the mat away like you do in Sphinx and lift your chest up. Then tuck your toes under and try pushing your pubic bones down, but tightening your quadriceps and lifting your knees off the ground. So your thighs lift up and back. Good. Can feel a little bit more intense for your low back. So you can relax your legs if you need to. Squeeze your low belly in as you need to. Get long in your neck. Breathe there for another couple of breaths. Nice and deep. Good. And one more. Good. And we lower all the way down. Hands to your side ribs. Press up hands and knees. And your choice, child's pose or downward facing dog again. Whatever you choose. Lengthen your back body. Breathe deeply. Good. One of the ways I've been trying to keep a sense of humor about myself these days is just admitting to myself and to all of you that I don't know what I'm doing. Okay? I do not know what I'm doing half of the time. Inhale, come to plank pose. I'll give you an example. Exhale, chaturanga. This time a cobra. Inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. So when I started teaching on Zoom, I had heard a lot of yoga teachers tell me they were having trouble with their microphones and that their students couldn't hear them. And so when I started, I set my laptop up across the room and I was yelling, I've been yelling at the top of my lungs, making sure that everybody can hear me. And finally Andrew was like, yeah, you really don't need to do that. We can hear you. Take a breath in your down dog. Exhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Forward fold at the back of your mat. Dangle a little bit as it feels good to. Bend your knees if needed, drop your head. Maybe hold on to opposite elbows. It takes the pressure off when you say, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing all the time. And that's okay. Most of us don't know what we're doing all the time right now. So, let go of the need to be perfect, the need to be controlling, the need to make everything a certain way. And let yourself learn, let yourself adapt, but most importantly, let yourself laugh, especially at yourself. Now, take a deep breath in, Drop your arms. As you exhale, bend your knees and cat back style, roll yourself up to stand. Head comes up last, then straighten your legs and take 3 shoulder rolls to the back. And 3 shoulder rolls forward. Good. When you get done, give your arms a little swing forward and back. Good. All right, and step on up toward the top of your mat. You can stand anywhere you like on the mat for the moment. So in honor of Easter and in honor of, taking ourselves a little less seriously, we're going to start with a whole body warm-up that I call Paint the Egg. You're going to imagine that you're standing in a big human-shaped egg, and you're going to paint the insides of that egg. And we're going to be a little creative. It's a little postmodern. So you're going to start to move your arms like you're conducting. Like you're conducting, and as you do that, keep your hands a little bit low for the moment and notice that you're internally and externally rotating your arms. So your palms will turn up and down, but make your inner shoulders follow what your palms are doing. And now think about that inside of your egg. Usually I do this to music, which makes it a little dance-like, but you're going to play your own internal soundtrack. You might be listening to music too. Now, we're going to start to paint up a little bit higher, and we're still internally and externally rotating a little bit. Stretch your arms up overhead, maybe a little bit back behind you. Don't strain your shoulders. Good. And then bring your arms down for a moment. Now we're going to use our kneecaps to paint with a moving tree. So as you inhale, arms come out wide, bring your right knee out to the right, and exhale, arms come down, your foot comes down. Inhale, paint with your left knee and your arms, sides of your egg. Exhale, get a nice streak of paint. Inhale, good. Exhale, inhale, good. Exhale. Let yourself be imaginative about it. You might picture the colors you're using. Okay, your egg is going to expand its shape and size a little bit as we keep going, so don't create an imaginary egg that is so rigid it can't expand. Do one more round. Good. Beautiful. Bring your arms down. Now, paint with your right arm forward and then twist to the right, turn your palm out, and like a backstroke, paint back and down. Now your left arm forward, back, turn your palm out, side to side, but you're turning and twisting. Be gentle with your shoulders where you need to. So some of us know we've got shoulder issues. We need to keep our shoulder blades down more, and perhaps not straighten our arms quite so straight. Perhaps not straighten your, perhaps you need to focus on externally rotating a little bit more. Okay, so that's really turning your inner shoulder toward your outer shoulder. Good. I think we've painted this line pretty well, so let's do one more round, right and left, and then hop your feet a little bit wide. All right, we're going to use our right side paintbrush. Inhale, reach up overhead. Let's just put our left hand on our left hip. As you exhale, bend your knees and paint through your legs on the bottom of the egg, and then reach up again. Inhale, and exhale, bend your knees kind of like a squat. Paint through, and then up. Bend your knees, swing. Almost like you're doing like a one-armed kettlebell swing. You're swinging through your legs. 2 more like that. Good. Last one. Good, and we'll change sides. Left arm up, inhale, right hand on your right hip. Exhale, bend your knees, a little bit of a squat, then reach up, and then swing it through, and reach. Take your time. Good. Creating a little postmodern egg, human-sized egg. One more. That's a little scary when you say human-sized egg. Drop your arms down, and now, if you're not there, come up to the top of your mat. All right, so we're out of our egg for a little bit. Angle your toes out and your heels in. Step out about as wide as the short edge of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. And exhale, squat, flat back, reach for the floor. Inhale, reach your arms up, straighten your legs. Arms come out and down. Exhale, squat, reach for the floor. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, flat back, reach for the floor. Do 2 more like that. Inhale. And exhale. And 1 more. Good. This time, exhale, step back to plank pose. Good. Take a breath in, shoulder blades broad, spine nice and long, thigh bones back a little bit. Take a big breath in and we'll exhale, chaturanga. Chest forward, lower down. Inhale, cobra, and press your thigh bones back just a bit. Pull your low belly in. Move your inner shoulders towards your outer shoulders. Bent elbows, squeeze your elbows in towards each other. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now let's see if we can step or hop our feet to that squat position again. So look forward, inhale, heels lift high. Exhale, bend your knees, rock back, step or hop, squat, flat back when you get there, and then come up to stand. Inhale. Exhale, squat, hands touch the mat. 2 more, inhale, straight legs, reach up. Exhale, squat, touch the mat. Inhale, reach up. And this time, exhale, squat, step back or hop back, chaturanga. Cobra now or up dog, thigh bones just hovering off the ground, up dog, straight arms. Puff your chest through gently. Pull your abdominal muscles in for support. Deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Stay there and breathe for just a moment. Stretch your spine out nice and long. Good. Slow, deep Ujjayi breaths now if you can. And lower to your knees. Hands and knees, crawl yourself back to the short edge of your mat. All right, we're going to do a little core and shoulder strengthening flow that I call Slinky Beast. So, tuck your toes under. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, hover your knees off the ground. Good. Now set your knees back down, take a breath in, and try it again. Exhale, hover your knees off the ground. Pull your navel towards your spine, stretch your shoulder blades apart. Set your knees down, inhale. Now this time we're going to start to crawl forward. Exhale, hover your knees off the ground. We're going to go opposite hand and foot, but slow, cat-like, Slinky Beast-like. See if as your foot comes forward, your knee can come up toward that opposite elbow. You're going to run out of space, and then you're going to go back. Opposite hand and foot, slinky, use your core. When you run out of space, set your knees down. Turn sideways on your mat. So now we're going to do a sideways Slinky Beast. And for this one, you need to remember outside hand, inside foot. So here's how it's going to go. I'm not going to mirror you here. Take a breath in, tuck your toes under, and as you exhale, hover your knees off the ground. Step your right hand toward your left hand and your left foot toward the midline of your mat. And then right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Keep going. So outside hand, inside foot. When you get to the other side of your mat, set your knees down. Take a breather. Inhale. Tuck your toes under, hover your knees, and you go right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. And keep on going. Outside hand, inside foot until you run out of space. Set your knees down and stand up on your shins. Get onto your mat as you need to. Pad your knees if you like. Hands to your hips. Pull your belly way in. Inhale, camel. Exhale, neutral spine. Stretch out your core. Inhale. Camel, exhale. Neutral spine. Take a couple more. Inhale. Good. Exhale. And 2 more now. Inhale. And exhale. Slow your breath down. 1 more. Good. And hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Let's find our way to that squat position again. Look forward, lift your heels high. Inhale. Bend your knees, rock back, exhale, step or hop forward to your squat. And then you might put your elbows on your thighs and hang out here. Or you might, if you need to adjust your feet, but you might sink down a little deeper and take your hands to your heart, but lengthen out your back. Nudge your knees a little wider with your elbows or your forearms. Pull your throat back, chin in a little bit. Lift your pelvic floor muscles a little bit. Navel in a little bit. Good. Almost there. Take another really deep breath in. Really deep breath out. And then come on up to stand. Whew. Step or hop your feet together. And come on back to the back of your mat. Okay. Good. We're getting warm. All right, we're going to do a little tiger claw Karate Kid flow now, okay? So you're going to make some tiger claws like you're grabbing hold of a grapefruit in both hands. Take a breath in, elbows bent, hands about next to your head. And as you exhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, stick your butt out behind you, keep your chest lifted. Now inhale, one-legged chair. Pick your right foot up. Tiger claw is ready. As you exhale, big step forward lunge. Bend your back knee toward the floor. Good. Push your tiger claws forward. And then relax your fingers. Inhale, take your arms up by your ears. You might straighten that back leg a little more. Exhale, step up to the top of your mat and bring your left knee up into your chest. Take a deep breath in. Now we're going to march back to the back of our mat, one knee at a time, squeezing in towards our chest. Keep breathing. Good. When you've done your right knee and you're at the back of your mat, tiger claws ready. Take a breath in. Exhale, Karate Kid chair. Left foot lifts. Take a breath in. Exhale, tiger claws. Press forward. Step forward lunge. Relax your fingers. Inhale, arms come up. You might keep that back knee bent or you might straighten it out. Let's take another deep breath in. Exhale, right knee to your chest at the top of your mat. Take a breath in. And we start to march ourselves back. Squeeze with your hands either around your shin or behind your thigh as you go. When you're at the back of your mat and you've done your left knee, stop. Tiger claws. Take a breath in. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, right foot lifts. Tiger claws forward, lunge. Inhale, arms up, relax your fingers. Exhale, left knee to your chest and start your march back right away. Good. And when you've done right knee, you're at the back of your mat, tiger claws, inhale, chair. Pick your left foot up, exhale, lunge, tiger claws forward. Inhale, relax your fingers, take your arms up. Exhale, right knee to your chest and start your march back. Good. When you've done your left knee at the back of your mat, you've got one more round like this, but this time we're going to lion's pose roar. Tongue out, right? We did it at the beginning of class. So, tiger claws ready. Take a breath in. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, right foot lifts. Here we go, lion's pose. Ha! Sorry, puppy. Inhale, arms up. Now, if you need to, bend that back knee a little bit, but let's breathe here and stretch out our left side hip flexors. Good. Lift your rib cage a little bit. Pull your belly in as you need to. Little squaring of your hips, not aggressively. Breathe, 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 breathe. Good. About two more. And one more. This time, instead of knee to chest, we're heading to plank pose to take a vinyasa, chaturanga. And cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in your down dog, and as you exhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Forward fold. Half forward fold. Inhale. Flat back. Exhale. Full forward fold. Bow down. Come all the way up to stand. Inhale, look up, reach up. Hands to your heart. Hands by your sides. Tiger claw. Inhale, chair. Exhale. exhale, pick your left foot up, and we pause and take a breath in, and we're gonna lion's pose roar as we lunge. Exhale, ha! Good. Inhale, arms up, and we pause and breathe for a moment. Maybe with that back knee a little bit more bent, maybe a little straighter. The more you squeeze your glutes and hamstrings a little bit, the more that thigh bone is gonna lift up and back and start to really open up your hip flexors. So add a little engagement without clenching. Breathe. If you feel your hips starting to turn open to the right, pull your left thigh bone back a little bit and square just gently. Keep your right heel lifted up above the ball of your right foot. And we'll take a deep breath in and exhale, plank, chaturanga, cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, catch your breath for a moment. Good, breathe, slow, deep breaths. Child's pose is always there if you need it. Good. All right. And take another deep, slow breath. Good, and lower down to hands and knees. All right, so this next flow, I call it forbidden handshake flow. Forbidden handshake vinyasa, because as you know, we should not be shaking hands. So, right arm reaches forward like you're gonna shake somebody's hand, and then nope, swing your left leg off your mat, take your right arm up and over, stretch your right leg back, half bind your right arm behind your back. Now inhale, take it out and up again, right arm up. Exhale, get back onto both knees. Just for a moment, handshake, and then set it down. Good. Left hand forward, inhale, and then exhale. Swing that left arm up, stretch your left leg back, swing your left arm behind your back. Then inhale, up and over, square it off, and then set it down. Let's try it again. Right arm forward, inhale. Nope, just kidding, no handshake for you. Exhale, right arm up, right leg back, right arm behind your back. And then inhale, up and over. Square it off and set it down. Left arm forward, inhale, swing your right foot off. Exhale, stretch that left arm up and back. And then inhale, take it up and over. Get to your knees and square it off and then set it down. One more round like this. Inhale, right arm forward. And exhale, swing up and back, side plank, right arm behind your back. And then up and over. Square it off. One armed plank, kneeling, and then set it down. Left hand forward, right foot swings back. Swing it up and over, keep breathing, half bind. And then up and over, square it off, and set it down. Good, downward facing dog. Look forward, lift your heels high, inhale. Bend your knees, rock back. Exhale, step or hop forward to your hands, forward fold. Take a half forward fold, inhale. And a full forward fold. Exhale, come all the way up to stand. Look over, reach up, hands to your heart. Exhale, bring your arms down. If you do have blocks handy, you might find them helpful for the next flow that we do as part of our forbidden handshake flow. So put them up at the top of your mat. If you don't have them, you'll be okay without them. All right, so continuing with our forbidden handshake theme. Okay. From there, stand at the top of your mat, bring your right knee up into your chest. Grab your right knee with your left hand. Hold it. Reach your right arm forward. Up. Nope, no handshake for you. Swing that right arm up and over like a rainbow and twist open. Take a breath in. Exhale, swing it up and over, and then set your foot down, drop your arm down. So bring your left knee up. Grab your left knee with your right hand. Inhale, left hand reaches forward. Then exhale, swing it up and over. Twist. And then inhale, up and over, and your foot comes down, your arms comes down, okay? So let's start to add on to that. Take a breath in. Exhale, right knee comes up. Grab your knee or shin, reach your right hand forward. Inhale, twist. This time, exhale as your arm comes forward, step back to warrior one. Half bind your left arm behind your back. Now your left knee is bending. Your right leg is straight behind you, your heel is grounded, your toes are angling out 60 degrees maybe toward the top of your mat. Right arm reaches forward, the No handshake, right arm up. Good. But pull like you were pulling to reach your arm forward. Pull your right side ribs forward a little bit and deepen that half bind of your left arm behind your back. You might even be able to wiggle your left fingers to the right side of your hip. Now reach up through your right hand, look up, maybe lean back, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, take both hands down to the floor next to your left foot. Blocks might be handy here. If you feel like you can't reach the ground, drop your knee back, drop your knee down to the ground and take things a little bit easier here. But blocks under your hands as you need to. Now inhale, reach your left arm forward and then no handshake. Take your left arm up and start to straighten your left leg just a little bit until you feel a deeper stretch. Exhale, left hand drops down and circles toward the front of the room again. Inhale, arm out and up, straighten your left leg just until you feel some hamstring stretch. And circle it back down, exhale and reach forward. Keep going a couple of rounds with your breath. You can set up these arm circles with whatever breath pattern makes sense to you. Okay, as you lunge forward, try to keep if you're lifting that right knee up, keep that right thigh bone lifting and back in space a little bit. Let's take one more circle around. Good, and then drop your right knee and your left hand. Perhaps add some padding under your right knee. Wiggle your left foot forward a bit and rock back to half splits. Now, perhaps bow over that left leg and breathe, or perhaps full splits at this point in class would be a reasonable idea. And if that's a reasonable idea, can scoot your left heel into the floor. If you've got a hardwood floor and you want to put a blanket under your left heel and let that left heel slide forward a bit, do. With just a little hint of squaring. Pull your left thigh bone back just slightly. And breathe. If you're working full splits, you might be bowing over that left leg. Take the pressure off of your lower back. Or you might be lifting up and back bending just a little bit. Don't overdo, but take a couple more breaths there. Good. Last two. Last one. Good. Pull that left foot back onto your mat if you were full splitting. And lunge forward if you were half splitting. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take a walk in place and notice how your two legs feel. Good. Now, if you want a vinyasa, take it here. Inhale, plank. Chaturanga. Exhale. Cobra or upward facing dog. Inhale. And downward facing dog. Exhale. Good. Now, take your left leg up and back. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, step forward. Come all the way up to a crescent lunge. Inhale. And as you exhale, step up and bring your right knee back into your chest. Now we're back to where we started that flow, but we're going to potentially add on a twisting hamstring stretch here. So a strap can be handy. If you can reach your right foot with your left hand, you can take hold of it and start to straighten that right leg forward. And then swing your right arm up and over and twist. You can work with a bent knee here just like we did before and hold and breathe for a moment. If you're working with a strap, that loop in your strap that you made earlier can be helpful. You can hook one end over your foot, put the other end over your left wrist, and then straighten that right leg out, and you don't have to reach quite so far toward that right foot. Good. Breathe, breathe, twist, but push down into your left foot. Squeeze your left side glutes a little bit. Lift up through your spine. Give it another breath or two. Good. Last one. And bend your knee. Take your strap off if you used it. Give your legs a little jiggle. Mop off the sweat a little bit. All right. Now, top of the mat, take a breath in. As you exhale, bring your left knee up to your chest. Grab that left knee with your right hand. Reach your left hand forward like a weird backwards handshake, and then inhale, left arm up and over, twist open. But this time, exhale, swing it back up and over and step your left foot back, warrior one. Now your left arm comes up again and your right arm half binds and winds behind your back. So lunge forward, lift your chest gently. Good, pull your left side ribs forward a little bit. So you've got a little squaring above your navel. Your hips aren't going to square forward, don't force them to. Good, you might pull that right arm a little bit back behind your back, just a bit more. Open the front of your right shoulder. Good, now take a deep breath in and exhale, both hands to the mat or onto blocks next to your right foot. So if you need to drop your left knee and make things a little lighter here, do. Reach your right arm forward, then a fake out handshake. Inhale, right arm comes up, straighten your right leg a little straighter. Circle that right arm back and down, exhale, and then do it again, inhale. So we're moving a little bit toward a revolved triangle, just a modified revolved triangle. You can set up your breathing as you need to. Good. If you can, keep that back knee lifted, and really take that thigh bone back as you lunge forward, and even back a little bit as you straighten. Good. Don't overdo, but do stretch out those lateral hamstrings. Outer hip, outer hamstring. Let's take one more. Feels so good and bad at the same time. Bring your right hand down, drop your left knee. Add some padding. Wiggle your right foot forward and take a half splits. Shift your hips back. Straighten that right leg a bit. Bow perhaps over. You can stay there, or a full splits. Scoot your right foot off your mat, and if you have a means of sliding your foot forward, great. Otherwise, you'll have to kind of scooch until you get a stretch that you can live with. Right hamstring stretching, left hip flexor stretching. Those hip flexors will back off if you bow forward over your right leg. So do that if you need to, especially if your low back is sensitive. Good. Pull that right hip back just a touch. Breathe deeply. Good. All right, we're almost there. About 2 more breaths like that. One more breath. Good. And then pull that right foot back onto your mat if it's off. Lunge forward if you're half splitting. Step back to downward facing dog. Take a walk in place for a moment. Notice how your 2 legs feel, your 2 hips, how your back feels. If you want a vinyasa, take it here. Inhale, plank. Chaturanga. Exhale. Cobra or up dog. Inhale and downward facing dog. Exhale, then take your right leg up and back. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, step through to a crescent lunge, lift your chest, inhale, arms up. And exhale, step up top of the mat, pull your left knee into your chest. And you might stay there, hold your knee, or you might reach down for the outer edge of your foot and start to straighten that left foot forward. Your right arm will go up and cartwheel over and back to a twist. Or you might take a moment to put your strap on. You've got time. So do it if you like. One end of your loop over your foot, the other end over your wrist. Then you kick that left foot forward. Stand up as tall as you can. Straighten your right leg the best you can. Twist to the left. Open up your inner left shoulder. Good. Breathe. Last 2, if you can. Last one. Good, and take your strap off. Give your legs a little shake. Set your strap off to the side. Oh, good. All right, come on up top of the mat. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. And as you exhale, come into a little squat on the balls of your feet at the top of your mat. All right, now once you're in your little squat on the balls of your feet, take your arms to the right side of your knees and see if, as you start to bow just a little bit over your legs, if you can get your outer right knee to touch your left upper arm above your elbow. And if you can, then side crow may be a possibility tonight. If you cannot, you can come back to center and practice a straight up regular crow. But if you want to give the side crow a try, bow a little bit and lean a little to the right. Put your hands onto the floor and then lift your butt in the air. Bend your elbows, make a shelf, walk your feet to the left a little bit. And then as you bend your elbows, squeeze your inner knees together and see if you can use the shelf of your use the shelf of your left upper arm to balance your knees on. And then your feet may lift off the ground. You have to take your face close to the ground. Okay? It's a weird feeling if you've never done it before. Give it another breath if you're still with it. And then set your feet down and roll back onto your back. Oh, good. Catch your breath. Catch your breath. Good. Now, cross your right ankle over your left knee and take a quick little reclined pigeon here. As you breathe and slow your heart rate down, stretch your right outer hip. Good. Nice slow deep breaths. Relax your head back against your mat the best you can. Notice how much of your body is wide awake and aware right now. All right, take another slow deep breath like that. And then uncross your legs and rock yourself up to sit. Okay, we're going to stretch out that right side inner thigh by straightening your right leg out to the right. You can sit on your butt right on the mat or prop a prop underneath you if you can. Bend your left knee, tilt it out to the left. And then lean forward with as flat a back as you can and see if you get an inner thigh stretch. Now I don't so much, so I'm going to pop myself up so I'm sitting on my left heel, or even almost like hero's pose inside my left heel. Now my hips are off the ground, but I'm going to try to drop my right hip down and look for an inner thigh stretch. And then you still might need to hinge forward, lean forward to feel it. You might need to lean to the right in order to get some weightedness down through that right thigh to find your inner thigh stretch. So play around a little bit. Breathe, open up those right side adductors there. Good. A couple more like that. And 2 more breaths. Good. All right, and then sit back if you're sitting on your left heel. Sit back, pull your right foot onto your mat. We're going to take a few rock and rolls unless you want to skip those. So cross your ankles, rock and roll front to back a couple times, and if you like, get up a little bit of momentum and we'll vinyasa. Rock, get your butt up in the air, and then you can step or shoot it back to your chaturanga. Take your cobra or your upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. All right, so let's give that second side crow a try. Look forward, lift your heels, inhale. We're just gonna hop to that little squat. Bend your knees, step or hop forward, little squat toward the top of your mat on the balls of your feet, and then hands to the left. And you start to bow in just a little bit and see if your left knee will touch above your right elbow. Left outer thigh above your right elbow. And if that's the case, you might give side crow a try. If not, regular crow. Okay, but if side crow is a good option. Now, I'm gonna snuggle that arm down. The higher up your arm, the easier it is. And then lean to the left, plant your hands shoulder distance, bend your elbows like chaturanga, make a shove. Good, push your knee and your elbow, left side thigh against your right elbow. Squeeze your shins and your inner thighs together and see if maybe your feet will start to rise up off the ground. You need to lean toward the ground, take your face closer to the ground to have a shot at getting your feet to lift. Good. Give it another try if you're still with it. Good. And then feet down, roll onto your back. Left ankle over your right knee. Reclined pigeon, pick your right foot up. Hold on to your right leg somewhere and breathe and stretch your outer left hip. And slow your breath down. When you're trying for a difficult pose, do not take yourself too seriously. Okay. When you start taking yourself too seriously, then when you fall on your face and give yourself rug burn on your chin, your ego really takes a bruising, and that does not need to happen. Falling on your face is half of the battle in yoga sometimes. Take another deep breath in, deep breath out, and then uncross your legs and cross your ankles. Take a few rock and rolls if you want them, front to back. And on this next one, you can get a little momentum and move through your vinyasa. Good. Once you come back to down dog, set your knees down and lower to your belly. Lower to your belly and prop up on your forearms, Sphinx pose. Although this next pose, half frog, can be done all the way down, crocodile style if you like. Bend your right knee. Reach your right hand back for your right foot or ankle. And gently pull your right heel in towards your right hip. Stretch your right side quads. Good. Now breathe, and if you're staying in Sphinx, push your left elbow down and lift your chest up. Or even a deeper Sphinx, push into your hand, lift your elbow up. Breathe, breathe. Try to relax that front of your right thigh just a little as you're here. You may be able to stretch the top of your foot, front of your ankle a little bit at the same time and curl your toes in. Good. Another deep breath in. And up. And then lower yourself down. Now all the way down to crocodile. Bend your knees, widen your knees a little bit, and windshield wiper your legs side to side. Relax your hips a little bit. Relax your lower back a little bit. Good. And then straighten out your legs, narrow them in. Come back up to Sphinx. Bend your left knee. Know that you can lower all the way down if you need to instead of staying in Sphinx. Reach your left hand back for your left foot or ankle. Gently pull in. And square yourself off just a little bit. You're not going to be totally squared because the weight in your body is rocking to the right a bit more. And then you might choose a deeper Sphinx. Lift your front elbow. That left heel gently in. Zip in through your deep belly like you're zipping a tight pair of jeans. Frontal hip bones drawing in towards each other. Pelvic floor muscles lifting. Anytime my ego starts to tell me I'm really amazing, I look over at my dog Puppy and she's so unimpressed with me. Whatever. Alright, lower yourself down, let go of that left foot, press up for child's pose. So shift your hips back, bow your head down. And then breathe for a moment. Okay, take another deep breath. And come up to hands and knees, tuck your toes under. We're coming up to stand. Walk your hands back toward your feet. Come on up to stand. We're going to do one more quick standing pose, then we'll go to the wall and invert. This pose is hard. It's a bound revolved half moon, so you might stand close to a piece of furniture or a wall in case standing on one foot for a little while feels, especially when you're getting a little bit more tired, feels like it's going to be a bit much. Okay, so we're going to start this pose with what I call FedEx guy, because my favorite FedEx guy in the world came to my door and learned that I was a yoga teacher and suddenly did this pose to show me what he could do. All right, so we're going to pick our right foot up. It starts with a quad stretch. Pick your right foot up, hold on to your right foot or ankle. Take your left arm toward the ceiling, inhale. Now, rather than King Dancer, where you push your right foot back, you're going to keep your right heel squeezing in for a moment and reach your left hand down toward the floor. If you want to put your hand on a block or put your hand on a chair or a piece of furniture, please do. Now, lift your right thigh up a little more. Bend your left knee, your standing knee, a little bit, and pull that left thigh back just slightly. That's going to be important for where we go next. Now, slowly let go of your right foot with your right hand and reach your left hand back for that right foot. Bend your left knee a little bit more. Hug your left thigh bone back, left outer hip back. And then start to push your right foot into your left hand and lift that right knee a little higher. Maybe you start now to twist just slightly, chest to the left, ever so slightly. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go forward fold and lower down to sit, because I just realized we didn't do our second side half inner thigh stretch. So stretch your left leg out to the left, and we'll do that before we do our next revolved half moon. Left leg out to the left, right knee bends and tips it open to the right. You might just lean straight forward like that. Or lift your hips up. Sit up on your right heel, or even slide your right hip, right sit bone a little bit inside your right heel. The wider your thighs are apart, the more inner thigh you'll get, as opposed to hamstring. So get wide, wide apart with your legs. And then play with how much to hinge forward, how much to maybe lean a little bit to the left. To shift your weight, try to drop that left hip down. Make your left thigh heavy. And breathe. Deep, slow breaths. All right. Take a couple more like that, because you might not be in any rush to get back to revolved, bound, half moon. Last breath, like that. Good, and then sit back, get your legs out in front of you, just give them a quick little jiggle first in Dandasana, staff pose. And then coming up to stand. Nothing fancy, and we'll get that second side FedEx guy going. Pick your left foot up, hold on to your left foot or ankle. Take your right arm up out your right ear, take a deep breath in. Imagine you're the most flexible FedEx guy or gal on the planet. Hinge forward, but pull that left heel in toward your hip as you go. Do lift that left knee up behind you. Right hand toward the floor, bend your right knee a little or a lot and pull your right outer hip or thigh back. Flatten out your back. Hang on to a piece of furniture or wall as you need to. Now, if you can, we're going to switch hands and reach your right hand back for your left foot or ankle. Good. And then push that left foot into your right hand and lift your left knee a little higher. Your hips are going to want to open up to the left. Bend your right knee a little bit and pull that right hip back. That might be where you stay. Or you straighten that right leg out a little bit more. Twist a little bit to the right. Pull your right shoulder up and back just slightly. Breathe. Breathe. Almost there. Breathe. And forward fold. Good. All the way up to stand. Inhale, look up and reach up. Exhale. Bring your arms down. Let's head over to the wall and go upside down a little bit. All right, so if you don't have a wall, be careful if you're working in the middle of the room. And let's grab our strap. Since now you, like I, might be a little tired. So we're going to use that loop in our strap, if we have it, to put on over our arms, right above our elbows. Like we used it over our legs, now your loop's going to keep your outer arms in line with your outer shoulders. So adjust your strap. You really don't want your arms narrower. That makes it way too difficult. Okay? So, right above your elbows. Now, headstand can definitely be done this way, but if you're up for a handstand, let's handstand. Come on down to hands and knees. Take your fingertips at least a few inches away from the wall. And tuck your toes under. Notice how right now your shoulders are right above your wrists. That's where they need to stay. Make your strap taut. Lift your butt in the air. Walk your feet in a little bit. Lift one leg. Make your strap taut. Take a breath in. As you exhale, try a little kick. See if you make it to the wall. Make your strap taut between your arms. And then breathe. And if your legs are at the wall, scissor one leg away from the wall. And then pull in through your deep core muscles and see if you can close your scissors. By your legs coming together, right up over your hips. Doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. Good. Oh, beautiful, guys. Yes. All right, take a breath in. And come on down, take a rest. Whew, have a seat for a moment. Squeeze one of your wrists. Nice pulsing squeeze and release. Oh, hi, puppy. And change sides. I'm okay. Puppy's worried about me now because I'm sweating so hard. All right, make fists now and circle your wrists around. Good. And change the direction. Good. Give your hands a shake. All right, let's give it one more shot. We'll kick with our opposite leg than we normally do. Put your strap back on if you took it off. And the principle is the same. Headstand or handstand, really any inversion where your arms are overhead, you want to keep your outer arms and shoulders engaged and externally rotate your upper arms a little bit. So get yourself into place. When you're ready, knees lift up, feet walk in, your opposite leg lifts up. I heard me bang the wall there. All right. Lighter and gentler is always better, but you do what you can. Make your strap taut. Okay. And then scissor one leg away from the wall. And then maybe that second leg comes away as you pull in through your deep belly, your inner thighs. Good. Make your strap taut while you're there. Amazing. Give it another breath. And then come on down. Come on down and squeeze your wrists one at a time. Good. Squeeze your wrists. And then sit comfortably for a moment. And we're going to try to get a counter stretch for our wrists, to stretch the back of our wrists. So however you're sitting, try to take your hands next to you on either side, palms face the ceiling. Lean forward a little bit, and then play around with the positioning of your hands and arms so that you can release the front, the top of your wrist, top of your hands just a little bit. Breathe into that. Good. All right. Another breath or two. I feel a lot less like punching somebody. How about you? All right. Sit yourself up. Give your fingers a jiggle. And then make a flower shape with your hands. So your fingers flare wide. And roll to your thumbs, roll to the backs of your hands, then roll around pinky fingers, and then do it again. And breathe as you do that. Good. And change the direction. Good. All right, give your hands a shake. If you're off your mat, come on back onto your mat. Set yourself up again. And find a comfortable-ish seat. Could be cross legs, could be hero's pose. Sit up tall, drop your arms down by your sides. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, half bind your left arm behind your back. Grab your right upper arm if you can reach it, fingers in your waistband otherwise, and tilt your right ear to your right shoulder. Now we're going to do a three-dimensional stretch for our neck. It starts by rotating your chin a little bit toward the ceiling. So your whole head will tip up a little bit. Look up toward the ceiling. You're still tilting your right ear down, but now you're stretching more the front of your neck on the left side, the top of your shoulder at the front side. Take a few slow, deep breaths like that. Deep as you can. Good. And now come back to that centered stretch where now your chin points forward even as your right ear is tilting to your right shoulder. Try to drop your left shoulder down. Keep that left arm moving back just a little bit behind you. That's what that half bind is for. Take another slow, deep breath like that, right at that central angle. And then turn your chin down and in to your inner right shoulder. And take just a few more breaths like that, as deep and slow as you can. All the way in and all the way out. Good. Now slowly unwind your half bind. Let your left hand drop down by your left hip. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, roll your chin gently, slowly down across your chest. Then over to the left. Lift up a little bit, up toward the ceiling, and then roll up and over. We'll do a big circle around, and then we'll do it again. Exhale across your chest. And inhale up and around. And exhale down and across. One more time, up and around. And down to the center of your chest. Lift up from there, take a few alternate shoulder rolls. Good. Work out the knots, the tension that still linger there in your upper traps. Change the direction, roll it the other way. Good. And if you're sitting with crossed legs, change the cross. Take a deep breath in, sit up tall. Exhale, right arm half binds, grab your left upper arm, and tilt your left ear to your left shoulder. Fingers in your waistband is an alternative. Now rotate your chin up slightly. Feel your stretch shift just a little bit more to the front of your neck. Should feel gentle. We're not side bending, so don't lean all the way over to the left, to your left hip, or slouch yourself to the left. Stay upright, just your ear tilting, and your chin turning up slightly. Let's take a deep breath in, and then we're going to center it. Turn your chin forward so you're looking straight forward in front of you, right, left ear tilting directly toward that left shoulder now. Drop your right shoulder down. Feel your breath rising and falling. And we'll take a deep breath in And then turn your chin down and in to your inner left shoulder. And breathe there. And we're closing in. And another deep, slow breath like that. And then unwind your right arm, right hand by your right hip. Take a deep breath in. And we'll do our 3 circles. Chin rolls down across your chest, over to the right, and then lift up, roll up and across. And then down and across as you exhale. And up and over as you inhale. And down and across as you exhale. Last one, up and over. Down to the center of your chest. Lift up from there and take 3 gentle symmetrical shoulder rolls. And then 3 in the other direction. Awesome. We're coming on to our backs. So clear off your mat. Come on down. Good. And spinal twist. Reach your arms out wide. Shift your hips to one side of your mat. That leg might cross over the other. Till your knees to the other side of your mat. Turn your chin in the direction of your outstretched arm, opposite from the way your knees are tilting. And settle in and breathe. Start to more deeply relax now your chest and shoulders, your hips and legs. You've done the hard work. Now you can start to unwind and let go. Let's take another slow, deep breath here. And then rock back onto your back. Shift to center, pick your feet up, hug your knees in. Put your hands on your kneecaps and stir 3 circles around. Massage your lower back, the back of your pelvis. And then 3 circles in the other direction. Good. And then drop your feet and shift your hips. Sway your knees to the other side. Reach out, especially through the opposite arm, opposite from the way your knees are tilting. Turn your chin in that direction and breathe. You can cross your legs if you like, of course. Sometimes the best way to improve our mood, to feel happier, to feel more joyful, is to decide I'm going to find what's funny in this situation, or I'm going to focus on what lifts me up, not what drags me down. It's not always that simple, but sometimes it is. Take a deep breath in. Rock back onto your back. Shift to center, pick your feet up, hands to your kneecaps. Stir 3 circles around. And then 3 in the other direction. And we have one last pose. It's just a simple side bend on our backs. So set your feet down, straighten your legs. Take your arms up by your ears. Walk your feet to the left side of your mat and cross your ankles. Scoot your upper back and your head and your arms also to the left side of your mat. And you can just let your arms relax overhead, or you can bend your right arm above your head and grab your right elbow with your left hand, and you have something of a tricep stretch or a lat stretch. You can also tuck that right arm behind your head and let your head rest back. So play around a little bit. You should just feel a gentle side body opening. It's nothing radical now as we're slowing down, calming down. You might get some shoulder opening there on that right side. outer armpit opening. Try to let both of your hips drop down into your mat. So if you're rocking your weight onto your left hip only, let your right hip get a little bit heavy again. Same with your shoulders, let your right shoulder get a little heavy. Now we're going to take another deep breath in, as deep as we can. Out through your mouth. And change sides. Unwind, scooch to center, walk your feet to the right, cross your ankles. Scooch your upper back and arms and shoulders and head to the right as well. You might just relax your arms overhead or grab your left elbow with your right hand and pull that left arm close to your ear, bend your arm, elbow over your head, or tuck your left arm behind your head. And settle in. Take a few deep abdominal breaths. Feel your left side, waist rising and falling and opening up gently. Some deep rib cage breaths, and feel your left side ribs especially just gently opening up. Feel your left lung rising and falling, left armpit opening up. Let's finish up with now a really deep breath in, as deep as you can. Out through your mouth. Come on back to center, bend your knees in. We're heading into relaxation. So as needed, hug your knees in one more time. You might rock up to sit and get yourself set up for relaxation with whatever props make you happy, make you comfortable, make you warm. And settle back now on your mat. Alright, so Shavasana with your body if you can. Legs out straight and feet hip distance or wider. Arms out to the sides, down a little, out a little. Externally rotate your arms so your inner shoulders drop towards your outer shoulders. Rest on the backs of your arms, backs of your hands if you can. And now tell yourself, I'm done. I'm donezo. I don't have to work anymore. Communicate with your muscles, with your joints, with your skeleton, that it's time to relax. Feel the floor underneath you holding you up. And feel your breath rising and falling, lifting you up a little bit away from the floor as you inhale and causing you to sink back down into its support as you exhale. Feel the most superficial parts of your body relaxing. Relax your skin, especially the skin on your face, across your forehead, along the sides of your face and around your mouth. Relax your eyelids. Feel the skin that covers your chest and your belly rising up and stretching out a little as you inhale, and then softening and relaxing as you exhale. And try to imagine all of your skin rising and falling with your breath, growing more soft and relaxed each time you exhale. Underneath your skin, feel your muscles relaxing. Feel your joints relaxing. Imagine your bones relaxing. You may still be able to feel your heart beating. If you can't feel it, picture it. Visualize your heart relaxing as your heart rate slows down. Feel your lungs relaxing at the end of each exhalation that you take. Picture your kidneys relaxing. Your digestive organs relaxing. Relax your eyeballs. Let them sink back deeper into your eye sockets. Relax your brain. Let your brain sink back into the back of your skull. And now take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Sigh it out through your mouth and wake yourself up. Slowly, steadily. Move your fingers, your toes, your hands, your feet, your wrists, your ankles. Reach your arms up overhead, straighten your legs, take a deep breath in again. Sigh it out. Bring your arms down and slowly bend your knees. Roll yourself over to one side and pause there and take a couple more breaths. Just let yourself become adjusted to being on your side. And we'll take one more. All the way in, easy breath out. And when you get done, use the strength of your arms to press yourself up to a seat. Take a moment once you come up and inhale. Stretch your arms out, exhale, hands to your heart. Namaste.